Everybody doing? Good, thanks.
What did you, red zone and third down defense? You got a lot better the last couple of weeks.
Well, a lot of hard work. There's no question there's been a lot of detail put in all the different situations. If you follow football like I know you guys do, it's just a collection of situations. Short yardage, goal line, red zone, third down, sudden change. This goes on and on. And you have to work all of those situations. And those, the red zone and third down, those are type of situations that's points are involved. And it's about the points when you win or lose. So it's certainly an area of emphasis for us.
Given how many coaches you know on Jacksonville's offensive staff, how familiar do you think you are, or how familiar do you feel with the offense they're running?
Well, we know each other very well, there's no question. We haven't played against each other, but at the same time, we spent a lot of time together. I'm not sure how that helps either side because there's a lot of film and there's a lot of, there's a lot of things that we see. At the same time, it's two good staffs, very competitive, obviously, and it should be a really good game.
He mentioned the coverage being better on defense in the last few weeks. What do you see out of that group? What's kind of led to the improvement?
Well, guys are just communicating better. I think that people are really making a strong decision on trying to do things right. I think there's a certain formula that everybody knows to win football games, or at least have a chance to win football games, to be in the game and be competitive. We've been really emphasizing being more consistent first half to second half. So often we play an outstanding first half and then give points or extra yards up in the second half. We've really emphasized being consistent, dominant on both halves. And those are things that we are all, working to get better at.
You don't typically alternate quarterbacks during a game. What did you see between Trey Brown and
just two good football players. I mean, Trey Brown is a guy that obviously has been coming on. We've been kind of waiting for him to get healthy. We have a lot of, faith and a lot of feeling for what the guys are doing. And he's a guy that we feel is coming on, playing really good ball. And he needs reps. I think everybody needs reps to grow and to get better. And I think that's the mindset.
Pete said that Al Woods is playing very similar to Red Bryant.
Oh, that's a big name. Wait a minute. Please be careful, Pete. Oh, my gosh. Well, that means he must be playing pretty good because we all love Red Bryant. So I think I just interpret that as a big man playing big and aggressive. Al is doing a really good job. Red has been a big name in our past. So if anytime you put a name like that together, he must be big and he must be pretty good.
Okay. I was going to say, with Marquise being out, does that change anything? I mean, I know he was obviously playing nickel, but he was being used as everywhere.
Right. Well, he was being worked with Ugo. Obviously, Ugo he won't be having anybody to work with now, but at the same time, it'll bring someone else up to work in that spot and get a lot of reps to make sure that we're deep in that position.
Yeah, that would be here.
We're working on it in practice.
How big of a luxury is that, though, to feel like you kind of have two starters in that role that
right.
You're not losing much if
Well, you're always trying to create competition and depth. Anytime you have really good football players on the team and guys really fighting for position, that's what the competition is for, that you'll have different guys that can play in next man up. And because Ugo really stepped up, because Marquise is such a fine player, we were fortunate to have two really good players playing the same position. And so when an injury comes up, at least we have one good player left.
With Jordan Brooks, what's your general assessment of him so far this season?
Right, you can really see his growth. He's playing really solid football throughout. I think in young players, there's a lot of inconsistency. He's really putting that behind him. He's understanding the scheme, understanding ball, understanding how to study, and then understanding how to surround themselves with the right veterans to help him get better. And you can see it on the field. He's staying later. He's asking really good questions, studying a lot of film, and he wants to be really good. He wants to do the things that the good players do, and he's doing it, and it's working. And you see it's paying off on the field.
Him and Bobby, obviously Bobby likes to give him a hard time, but it seems to be.
Yeah. Bobby's been really, really good for him. I think that they're both their own individuals, at the same time, they both know that they need each other. So I think that with that relationship, Bobby understands it, Jordan understands it, and they have a really good working relationship.
Why aren't you seeing a little bit more production out of your edge guys rushing the passer?
I'm sorry?
Why aren't you seeing?
Well, am I not, or am I?
Why are you not? I would imagine the numbers aren't where you want them to be. So why is that?
Well, it's hard to say. We have some really good edge people. We put them in certain situations. It's just a matter of making plays. It's a matter of beating the guy in front of you. It's a matter of getting more opportunities. But we're working on it. We're trying to improve.
Things you guys are doing differently up front with having bigger bodies in the middle. How do you feel like that's worked out so far?
So far, so good. I think that we have versatility. We have the ability to run. We have the ability to get big. We have the ability to rush. I think anytime you play in this league, you play all these different types of offenses, and each and every week is a different scheme or a different a way you have to play. Some teams have fast tempo. Some teams have bigger guys with more tight ends in the game. Some people have more skilled people on the field. So you have to adjust every week. A lot of times it's every play in a game to different types of offensive schemes. So you have to be flexible in your defense.
What do you think of Jamal Adams on Monday night?
I think all the guys. I think as a group, Jamal, Bobby, Jordan. We talked about Al Woods. I think across the board, I mean, you can pull out any guy. I think as a team, the guys played well. I thought Jamal was pretty good.
Pete Carroll was talking about Matt Hasselbeck coaching him 1 year, and he said that when you're a new coach coming in with some experienced guys, it can be tough kind of getting them to come along and convert them. And he said you were that way a little bit in San Francisco. What do you remember about a young Pete Carroll coming into?
I don't know. I don't know if he said that, so I don't know. But the question was, how was Pete coming in?
Yeah, just what's that adjustment when a new guy comes? Like, you guys obviously had a good thing going in San Francisco
Right.
already, and then a new coach comes in.
Right. We were a very veteran team at the time, and anytime we get a new face coming there trying to act like they're running things, we're like, wait a minute, we're running this. But that was a long time ago. But Pete, as you know, he has a great personality. He knows what he's doing, and we welcome him in very well. And we've all been lifelong friends ever since. One of my former players for the 49ers, Bryant Young, is getting inducted to the 49 Hall of Fame this next weekend, and we're all going to be out there for him, enjoying that. So it's just, a big, anytime you have teammates who you've gone to war with over the years, you have a certain connection that can never be broken.
You mentioned some guys needed more opportunities to rush the passer. Is Alton one of those guys?
That would be nice. Yeah, I think that Alton, Darrell Taylor's, we plan on him being back, and we'd like for them all. We'd like to get sacks every time. It's not as simple and easy as it seems, but we're going to get in our third down situations, get in our passing situations, and let them eat.
Does he deserve more playing time all front?
Well, if you know the roster, we have a lot of good players in the same position. So it's a matter of the rotation, getting guys out there, getting opportunities. There's a lot of players. There's Benson, there's Carlos, there's Darrell Taylor. There's so many different people you have to get out there at the same time. There's only two ends at the same time. So it's a matter of, next man up.
Anything else, guys?
All right, thank you. Thank you very much.